Hey, ciao a tutti. This is Jonathan, and this is the James Tyler USA Studio Elite HD in a Black Shmear finish. want to thank my friend Hak Soon for passing me his guitar for review. Now, he procured it from Guitar 77 Plus Singapore. This is the Studio Elite HD from James Tyler in a Black Shmear finish. But the thing that I want to talk about are the JTO pickups. There's been included in this guitar, which I will talk about later. So for now, let's just go through briefly the appointments of this guitar. Basically, you have an Alder body in a Black Shmear semi-gloss finish. You have a Quartersawn roasted maple neck with Indian rosewood fretboard and pearl inlays. You also have a tusk nut of a nut width of 1 5/8 inch. You have a 59 standard 59 neck shape with a compound radius of 10 to 14 inch. You also have Hipshot locking tuners with the same roasted maple headstock with a Coma finish. So this is a James Tyler Coma finish. This is really chaotic, but I really love it. And then you have for the body a 3-ply black pickguard with a couple of knobs here. You have a volume, you have a tone right at the end, and then a spec in the middle. You have a tone adjustment for the tone expander from the meter, which is also activated by a switch over here, which you can't see because it's all in black. And then you have a 5-way pickup selector switch with 3 mini toggle switch for you to activate the series in parallel for the single coils and a split for the humbucker at the bridge. Now you have a Goto 510 tremolo system, right, for the bridge. And then you have these 3 pickups. These are the JTO single coil for the neck as well as for the middle, and a JTO humbucker for the bridge. Right at the back, you have a 4-screw neck joint with a back plate for the spring adjustment as well as string change, and then have a battery compartment for the 9-volt battery for the meter tone expander. Whew. Okay, we got that over. Now, what I want to talk about are the JTO pickups. Now, I first played on it when I reviewed a green guano USA Studio Elite, and they were installed with the JTO pickups. And back then, I just thought that this is like another series of pickups. I knew about it. I knew what they were doing. But as I recall on the experiences that I had playing the guitar as well as this guitar, I found that there is actually an attraction there, you know. Now, I've been playing session guitars for many years. Some of you might know, some of you might not know. I started playing studio session guitars back in the 90s, or rather back in the late 80s. And I've done countless sessions. I'm so used to the studio environment, and most of the time, you know, we had to go around from studio to studios, and some studios have not so adequate electrical wiring done. So you're gonna have like a sort of assortment of noise, you know, when it comes to recording guitars. And back then I was using the Ernie Ball Music Band Luke for the longest time because they were equipped with the EMG pickups, which are basically a lifesaver for me. You know, on the stage back then when I was playing like big concerts and stuff, I was also using the Ernie Ball Music Man, and they are a lifesaver because you have power cans that are nearby, lights everywhere. You're gonna have like the risk, right? Utmost risk of having like noise coming out from your signal chain. Back in the 90s, I managed to kind of like, you know, decimate all these problems that I have, you know, that I might face in the studio. Now, when I started recording at home, I started using other guitars than the Ernie Ball Music Band. I started using other pickups other than the EMGs, and that's where I found out, oh man, you know, I'm gonna have some problem with the noise because my house is pretty old. But I managed to kind of like relinquish a lot of these problems by the usage of noise gates, and sometimes I'll have to, like, you know, sit in a different position while I'm recording. So I got away with it for the bulk of the time. Now the JTO pickups, basically they're not stacked pickups. They are basically single coil, pure single coil with a dummy coil that's just right beside, which I'm going to show you here. And what it does is that it just does noise cancelling for you, basically, for the single coils. And you're not going to have the irritating 60 cycle hum or 50 cycle hums, from depending on where you come from, happening when you're recording your guitar tracks. Now I can tell you that it's not going to be eliminated completely. You're going to have a cut of maybe 85 to 95% of the bulk of the noise, which is really, really good. Sometimes you might just hear a tinge of it, and you can eliminate it. When you're recording on your guitar tracks or on silent passages, you can eliminate it if you want to, but it's good enough, for recording, and you don't have to kind of switch positions like what I used to do, and I like it. And the fact of the matter is that because these are pure single coils, they are very different from the S5500, which to me is a little bit more modern, which I love. This has a more authentic single coil kind of sound without the 60 cycle hum. And as for the Super Humbucker, I love the Super Humbucker because it's high gain. I have it on most of my James Tyler guitars, by the way. This JTO Humbucker is totally different. It has a retro feel to it. I like it. It has enough oomph to drive your overdrive unit or your amp, but it has that kind of sound that that is very different. I kind of like it. And with the combination of this JTO single coils and the humbuckers, this guitar would make a really good studio guitar. If you do a lot of studio recording in session, you probably won't want to think of getting one of these. And the fact of the matter is that it has series and parallel for the single coils, which when you're in position 2 or 4, you can kind of dictate how much output you want from your single coils. You can switch it, like the neck pickup on series and this middle pickup on parallel, and then you can have a little bit of a difference because when you're in parallel mode, the pickups will be the output will be dropped to about 40%, 30-40%, which is a lot. But then you have this nice balance, and I kind of like that configuration. And when you're in position 2, you can have the humbucker split. That will be so good, right? Because you have the single coil on series, and then you have the humbucker on split, or you can have the middle pickup on parallel and the humbucker on split or on full humbucker mode, whichever turns you on. And I think that's a good selection of sounds that you can choose from, especially when you're recording. Now, I've done a whole lot of recording with my Studio Elite, my own Studio Elite, with the Seymour Duncan stacks and Super Humbuckers, and I love it. I love how it enhances the tracks. I love how it enhances the whole song. And when you are playing around with all this series and parallel and split, and you add a good amount of chorus and reverb and delays, man, you're in Landau heaven. If you're a fan of Michael Landau, that's to say. So something to look at, something to think about. And if you do a lot of guitar sessions or planning to do a lot of guitar sessions, these are the guitars that you might want to look at. Now, it might not be in this finish. Of course, you can change other configurations if you want to. Different finish, different kind of neck, different fretboard, different whatever you want, And this comes in with stainless steel frets, which I forgot to mention, wide and tall stainless steel frets, which is going to last a long time. Right, so let me know what you think about this guitar, and leave your comments in the comment section down below. I want to hear from you, especially how many of you guys actually do recordings at home, and how you will find this guitar useful. Now, if you're in Singapore and you're interested in getting one of these, you might just want to hit up Clement from Guitar 77 Plus and have your own configuration and order it from him. Again, I want to thank my friend Hak Soon for so generously letting me have this guitar to do this review, because I know he loves to play this guitar a whole lot. You should just see his look on his face when I say, "Hey, can I have this guitar?" He's like, "Okay." Yeah, anyway, thank you, Hak Soon. So I've been pretty busy. I'm so sorry for not appearing like I usually do. I was doing a whole lot of prep work for the current tour that I'm going to embark on, because I'm leaving on the 13th of October for this next big tour that we are doing. And there are new personnel. There's only one new personnel. There's a female percussionist that we are working with this time, apart from the usual band members that I have, and then we have different songs, and we're going up to do different arrangements and stuff. So there's a whole lot of prep work to do, and I'm pretty tired because there are a whole lot of stuff that I need to run through and go through in regards to what the band is going to play and how it's going to sound like. And yeah, that's about it. So if You like this video? Give me a thumbs up, subscribe to this channel, press that bell for notification of future videos that follow. Be part of Patrons to support this channel. I would appreciate it. I thank all my patrons, especially the new ones, for your support. Thank you so much, guys. And if you want to buy me a cup of coffee, feel free to go ahead and do it and press that thanks button next to the download. I would appreciate it. So, take care of yourself, and I'll see you real soon. Arrivederci.